Morning students. Today our discussion will be on this chapter quadrilateral and the revision part. So today I have given you 4 questions. We will discuss these 4 questions. The first question says the angles of a quadrilateral are in the ratio 3:5:9:13. Find all the angles of the quadrilateral. So in the ratio of the 4 angles in a quadrilateral is given. So in a quadrilateral, the ratios of these angles are given as 3:5:9:13. That means we will consider the angles as 3x, 5x, 9x and 13x. And we know that the angle sum property of a quadrilateral is 360. So 3x plus 5x plus 9x plus 13x is equals to 360. Together we will get 30x. So 30x is equals to 360. Therefore the value of x will be 360 divided by 30, that is 12x. Now we have got the value for this integer x. Now we will find the individual values of this quadrilateral. So 3x is 36, 5x is 60, 9x is 108, 13x is 156. The angles in a quadrilateral are 36, 60, 108 and 156 degree. Now question number 2. In question number 2, you can see the diagram is given, and in this diagram it is said that the diagonal AC of a parallelogram ABCD bisects angle A. So you can see this diagonal AC bisect this whole angle A. We have to show that AC also bisects angle C and ABCD is a rhombus. So, first we will write the given. Given is ABCD is a parallelogram and AC divides the angle or bisects the angle A. So, we will get DAC is equals to BAC. We have to prove that the diagonal AC also bisects angle C and ABCD is a rhombus. So, to prove the first one, you can see angle DAC and BCA, these two angles are equal. Again, you can see angle BAC and CDCA, these two angles are equal. As ABCD is a parallel line, as ABCD is a parallelogram, so AD and BC are parallel to each other and AC is the transversal. So these angles DAC and equals to BCA is alternate angles and BAC equals to DCA as alternate angles. Again you can see it is given that DAC and BAC are equal. So we can say angle BCA and DCA are equal to each other. That means these two angles are equal to each other, which gives us or brings us to the conclusion that AC bisects angle DCB. So AC bisects angle C. So our first part of the proving is done. Secondly, we have to prove that ABCD is a rhombus. So to prove ABCD is a rhombus, we will consider two triangles, triangles ABC and triangles DCA. So this is one triangle that we are considering, the shaded and the dotted one. In the shaded and the dotted, you can see AC is the common part. Angle BAC and angle DAC are equal. So these two angles are equal to each other, BAC and DAC. Again, angle BCA and angle DCA are equal to each other. So both the angles and their including side is equal. So we can say angle side angle congruency is valid for the triangle ABC and CDA. Hence by CPCT we can say BC is equals to DC. Since BC is equals to DC and ABCD was a triangle, ABCD was a parallelogram. Since ABCD was a parallelogram, so we can say these two lines are equal. Let me erase first. AB is equals to CD and AD is equals to BC. This is given from parallelogram. Opposite sides are equal. And we just now found out that BC is equals to DC. So altogether we get AB is equals to BC is equals to CD is equals to AD. Hence all sides are equal. So ABCD is a rhombus and opposite angles are also equal to each other. This angle and this angle are opposite to each other and they are equal. So together we can say that ABCD is a rhombus. Next, let us discuss question number 3, that is ABCD is a quadrilateral in which P, Q, R and S are the midpoints of the side AB, BC, CD and DA. AC is a diagonal. We have to prove SR is parallel to AC. SR is equals to half of AC. PQ is equals to SR and PQRS is a parallelogram. So these are the three subparts that we have to prove. Now again in the given you can see ABCD is a quadrilateral in which PQ, R and S are the midpoints and AB is equals to BC is equals to CD is equals to DA and AC is a transversal. So we have to prove this following 3 points, that is SR is parallel to AC, SR is half of AC, PQ is equals to SR, PQRS is a parallelogram. So in the triangle, to prove the first one, in the triangle ABC, you can see P is the midpoint of AB as well as Q is the midpoint of AB. So the line joining this midpoint will be PQ, and by midpoint theorem we can say that PQ is parallel to AC and half of AC. Again, if we see the triangle ADC, R is the midpoint of CD and S is the midpoint of AD. So by midpoint theorem, we can say SR is parallel to AC and SR is equals to half of AC. So the first part, this part proves our first part, that SR is parallel to AC and half of AC by midpoint theorem. So our first part is proved. And in proving our first part, we got two equations, equation 1 and equation 2. So now we will prove the second part, where we have to prove PQ is equals to SR. Now from already we have already got two equation 1 and equation 2. So from equation 1 and equation 2, we can say PQ is parallel to SR and equals to SR. So our second part is also proved. Third part, we have to prove PQRS is a parallelogram. So now in quadrilateral PQRS, one of the pair of the opposite side PQ and SR are equal and parallel. So we know that one side PQ and SR is equal and they are parallel to each other from the proved part of subpart 2. So we can say when opposite sides are equal and parallel, we can say that the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So PQRS is a parallelogram. So our question number 3 is proved. Now question number 4. In question number 4 it said ABC is a triangle right angled at C. A line through the midpoint M of a hypotenuse AB and parallel to BC intersects AC at D. Show that D is the midpoint of AC, MD is perpendicular to AC and CM is equals to MA is equals to half of AB. Now in this question the diagram is not given. That means you have to read the question, understand and draw the diagram. Now this is the solution. First, as always, we will write the given. In given it is said that triangle ABC, angle C is at 90, M is the midpoint of AB, BC is parallel to DM. So this much is given, and for that the corresponding diagram is this one. The three subparts we have to prove. So we will write down the three subparts in to prove. Now we are joining 2 points, that is CM. So we will write the word construction and then we will join the points C and M. Now to prove the first subpart, we will consider the triangle ABC. In the triangle ABC, M is the midpoint of AB and BC is parallel to DM. So from this two we can conclude that D is the midpoint of AC by converse of midpoint theorem. So converse of MPT, we can prove that M, which is a midpoint of AB and BC is parallel to DM, so D is the midpoint. Now we will prove that DM is perpendicular to BC. As you can see from the figure, C is 90 and BC is parallel to DM. So angle at D, that means ADM, this angle is also 90 by corresponding angles. BC and DM are parallel lines and DC is the transversal. So by corresponding angle we can say each is of 90 degree. Now angle ACB is 90, ADM is also 90. And we know that the point D lies on the straight line AC. So together there should be 180 degree. We have already achieved that ADM is 90. Therefore CDM is equals to 90 as well. So 90 plus CDM is equals to 180 degree. So CDM is equals to 90, which gives us that DM is perpendicular to AC. So we have proved DM is perpendicular to AC. Now we will prove the subpart 3. To prove subpart 3, AD is equals to DC. We have achieved it from 1 as D is the midpoint of AC. Now we will consider two triangles, ADM and CDM. We have joined a line CM, so we are getting a small triangle over here, this shaded triangle. So we will consider ADM and CDM. In ADM and CDM, angle at D is 90, each measures 90. DM is a common and AD is equals to DC. We have achieved it from 1. So by side angle side congruency rule, we can say that the triangles are congruent to each other. Hence CM and MAM are equal to each other by CP/CT. So the first part, that CM is equals to AM, is proved. Then we have to prove the second part, that is this part. To prove this part, you can see M is the midpoint of AB. So we can write MA is equals to half of AB. So together from this relation 2 and relation 3, we can write CM is equals to MA is equals to half of AB. So we have proved the question, we have solved the question number 4. So today's we have discussed 4 sums from the chapter quadrilateral. I hope this short tutorial on the revision is helpful. Thank you.